Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. And we're going to call the Health and Human Development Committee to order on July the 25th at 9:02 a.m. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Alderman Vollmer.
Present.
Alderwoman Tyus. Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Present.
Alderwoman Sanier. Chair Boyd.
Present.
We have 3 present. We have a quorum.
Thank you so much. I'll ask for approval of minutes for the Thursday, June the 20th committee meeting.
So moved.
Second. Madam Clerk?
Alderman Vollmer.
Aye.
Alderwoman Tyus. Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Aye.
Alderwoman Sanier. Chair Boyd.
Aye.
Alderwoman Tyus. Alderwoman Sanier. We have 3 aye votes.
Thank you. We now have on our agenda board bills for review. Item number 1, board bill number 66. And I would ask the sponsor if she would like to speak in regards to her bill.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman Boyd and members of the committee. Madam Clerk, can you please read the summary for Board Bill 66?
Board Bill number 66, introduced by Alderwoman Shameen Clark-Hubbard, co-sponsors Alderman Brent Ryan, Alderwoman Laura Keys, and Alderman Rasheen Aldrich. An ordinance relating to Forest Park, recommended by the Board of Estimate and Apportionment and the Board of Public Service, providing for the execution and delivery of an amended and restated Maintenance Corporation Agreement, the A&R Maintenance Corporation Agreement, between the City of St. Louis and Forest Park Forever Incorporation, amending sections 2 and 6 of ordinance number 61988, codified as chapter 5.74.020 and chapter 5.74.060, section A, subsection 11 of the revised code of the City of St. Louis, and containing an emergency clause.
Thanks so much, Madam Clerk. So I could go on and on about the amazing wealth and experience and opportunity that we have and continue to have here in our beloved Forest Park. I've learned so much during this experience and during this blessing to be able to pick up the baton here on the work of so many of our former colleagues here down at the City of St. Louis in their efforts to continue the success story of Forest Park. But I'm going to yield that to the people that I have asked to come and speak this morning with me, starting with our incomparable Director of Parks, Recs, and Forestry, and everything that we have all needed so many times here down as alders, and Mr. Greg Hayes.
Thanks for the kind words, Alderwoman, and thanks to the committee. I'm just going to hit some highlights here. So we've had an excellent longstanding partnership between Parks Rec and Forestry and Forest Park Forever. Forest Park Forever has been in existence for almost 40 years now, I believe. And we have a master plan that's been in place since 1995, which is our guiding document for all capital projects. A lot of folks, and I was remiss. Commissioner of Parks Kim Hagley on our team is in the meeting as well. So we've had agreements along the way with Forest Park Forever, and I want to sincerely thank several staff and colleagues who have participated in this deliberate, professional process for well over a year. I don't want to leave anyone out, so I hope I don't, but Parks Rec and Forestry staff, Forest Park Forever staff and their partners, the mayor's office, the comptroller's office, the city councilor's office, the St. Louis community, and this Board of Aldermen committee. We really appreciate your time. It's been a productive partnership to ensure Forest Park is maintained and sustained for many years. And humbly speaking for everyone, as you'll see noted in the presentation in a little bit, this is a true success story. And it's a model for any organization or any park partnership wanting to do the same across the country, in my opinion. Our teams work hard in this 1,300-acre park, and we're very proud of this community asset. We have cultural institutions and so many wonderful amenities for active and passive recreation opportunities. We are fortunate to hear feedback on everything this park has to offer and our 109 other parks. Let me just give you a few comments and I'll wrap up here in just a moment. Here are some anecdotal, if you will, but recent things we've heard. We heard from a national rugby organization that our rugby fields at Central Fields are the best they've played on in the United States. The Muni, we hear from more so Kofi and Sean Smith, I'm sure. We hear from folks that are performers that come to the Muni and say the Muni being on that stage is their lifetime dream and goal. Our 36 holes of public golf play, I play golf occasionally. I'm not very good at it, but I hear from friends from other states that say these are the best public courses we've ever played on. How does your team at Arcus maintain them so well? We have a nature playscape that was designed to expose youth and adults to nature. It's a beautiful facility, right, when you enter on Hampton, and it's been very popular. So it runs the gamut on what we're trying to do together with Forest Park Forever and the park department. Lifetime memories are created at the Jewel Box and World's Fair Pavilion, and private donors and corporations and individuals, they believe in the city of St. Louis, and they believe in Forest Park and all our park system. Steinberg Skating Rink is also a nationally recognized destination for over 60 years, where fond memories, family memories, and friends memories, if you will, are created there as well. It's in the master plan to turn that facility into a 12-month facility, which is exactly what we're talking about here today. We don't want to see Steinberg essentially vacant for 75% of the year. We want it to be thriving, and we're confident it will. So I'd like to thank, and there's been an extensive amount of community engagement with that project, as with all of our capital projects in this park. I want to thank everyone again, and I appreciate your support. We appreciate your support today and throughout the year. So thank you very much. And I will, I believe, hand it over to my peer and cohort and partner, Leslie Hoforth with Forest Park Forever.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Those are great introductory comments. Alderman Boyd and committee members, I want to thank you for having us here today. And Alderman Clark Hubbard, you have been such a joy to work with. I think it's an understatement to say we are all excited to be here today to talk about the partnership that we've had over past decades and what we see in front of us. So I am going to attempt to share my screen here. Can you all see that?
Yes, I can.
All right. All right. Let's see if I can make that full screen. Are we still good?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to hit the highlights. I believe the committee was sent the presentation ahead of time, and I hope you had a chance to take a look at it. But as has been mentioned, we have been partners, Forest Park Forever, in the city since 1986. We helped save a crumbling park together. We have figured out how to take care of it forever. And the work never ends. The partnership that we have right now was put in place in 2011, and it's funded through private donations and the city's revenue sources that are dedicated to the park. There are 2 taxes and earned revenue that's generated in the park. So together, we have put a plan in place to work in partnership to take care of the gritty maintenance needs, the beautiful landscapes, and by stabilizing our funding, the city's funding and Forest Park Forever's funding, endowment funding, and asking the community to continue to support us, it shows in the thriving park that we have 15.5 million visitors a year. 3 times we've been named top city park. We're all very proud of that, but this agreement is coming to an end soon. and the needs of Steinberg are ahead of us. So we have been working, as Greg said, for the past year to envision where do we go from here? How do we build on the decades of partnership, the work that we've already done, and we're excited for what's next. We have a track record of looking beyond the crumbling infrastructure in front of us and really imagining beautiful, healthy, full of life spaces in the park. It's built on a partnership where Forest Park Forever and the Parks Department work together as a team to make decisions on capital improvements and how the park is maintained and operated. We each have specific roles that we build together to carry that out. But we don't just think about the landscapes and the hardscapes. It's important that we work with all of our park partners to work with the police and the rangers to make sure the park is safe and it feels safe. That we reach out to the community and ask, what do you want to see in the upcoming improvements? And then we work with the Forest Park Advisory Board to make sure that those needs and desires are addressed. We make sure that we're reaching out to under-resourced neighborhoods, the recreation centers, and making sure that we're engaging all parts of St. Louis. We have growing partnerships with the St. Louis Public School System, the public libraries. Greg mentioned all the great spaces that we have in the park, and those come together because of partnerships. And this agreement gives us flexibility so that, and that foundational funding from the city and Forest Park Forever to make sure that if the Parks Department has needs that they can't meet themselves, that there are dollars to take care of those things. The details, the financial details of this agreement, Forest Park Forever, the current agreement, Forest Park Forever raised $30 million for capital projects and $100 million for endowment to make sure that there were always dollars there to take care of the maintenance needs of the park. Forest Park Forever purchased $30 million in bonds from those dollars that we raised from the community, purchased bonds from the city over a 5-year period. And the city's paying back principal and interest through those dedicated revenue sources, to taxes and earned revenues. And then Forest Park Forever uses those bond repayment dollars, working in collaboration with the Parks Department to use those dollars for the park needs. As we've mentioned, this agreement is expected to expire in February of 2026 when those bonds are paid off. So it's time to re-up this agreement and look to the future. And we see the next 30 years of Forest Park really building on the success that we've had so far. We see amplifying the impact of the city's public dollars by leveraging private dollars to support the needs of the park, to transform Steinberg Rink into a year-round destination on the east end of the park, and to strengthen our party's commitment to maintaining and improving this community asset that we have. A lot of things will stay the same. We like the way our partnership works, so we want to continue Forest Park Forever fundraising for capital projects, the city chipping in their dedicated revenues. We will work together on what the needs of the park are and how we address them. And then the city, of course, will continue to own the park and the improvements that are made. New things in this agreement, a license arrangement so that Forest Park Forever can manage the Steinberg facility when it's complete, making sure that it's maintained, operated, and programmed so that it's full of life like the rest of Forest Park is. So let's talk about Steinberg for a minute. It's 70 years old. It's a much beloved space, but it is crumbling. And I know Greg and Kim will tell you it's crumbling at a rapid pace. So we really have to get this taken care of. The 22-acre site around Steinberg, we are envisioning as a place that will really connect Kings Highway, the Taylor-Kendall River, the amazing natural east end of the park to the city to the east. I mentioned we've reached out to the community to help us on capital projects. We have done it on Steinberg in spades, and we're going to continue talking to the community. More than 6,000 people have chimed in to tell us what would they like to see in a year-round revitalized Steinberg. We really envision this place being a place of warm welcome for all parts of the community. So what we heard: we love ice skating on that big rink. Don't change a thing there. It does need to be rebuilt, but we do want to keep that rink the same. We also heard we want to have roller skating, water play, markets, music, relaxation, more food and beverage options. You can see in the images that we have created a space that we do believe can address the needs and interests that the community has shared with us and more. It's been around for 70 years, so we're looking at another 70-year design. In our maintenance cooperation agreement, again, we're going to take that track record of looking at crumbling spaces and imagining what can happen to them. We'll make sure that those maintenance needs are taken care of. We really want to dramatically increase the usage of Steinberg as a year-round amenity, not just a 3-month amenity. And we will leverage joint investment to create another signature asset in Forest Park. A lot of benefits to the Steinberg area in this new agreement. Forest Park Forever will maintain, operate, and program this facility in partnership with the city. We know it's a big place. It's hard to take care of. It's a never-ending to-do list, and we're ready to jump in and help out with that. The contract to manage Steinberg would be similar to those that the city has in other locations. And just to wrap it up, over the past 10 years, we have seen a growing need for care of the park. With the city's constant funding coming in and our ability to leverage that partnership, inspire the community to give more. You can see the result of the investment, the growing investment that's been happening in Forest Park over the past 10 years. This is needed. The number of people coming to the park has continued to grow. We're at 15.5 million visitors now, and the cost to take care of the park continues to grow as well. This partnership gives confidence to St. Louisans to invest in this place that they love, and we believe this agreement will transform Steinberg. It will continue to keep the park thriving, and it will make the eastern end of Forest Park a welcoming year-round destination for all St. Louisans. So with that, I know Greg and I and our teams are here, and we are ready to answer any questions that you have. And I will stop sharing.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. You gave us a wealth of information. And so at this time, I'll ask the committee, did they have any questions for the sponsor or the group?
Madam Chairwoman, may I ask one thing?
Uh-huh.
I did have one more speaker, if she's on, that I wanted to see that she could speak to the community engagement that was done around this process, this over a year-long process, and that's Lorna Godwin. I'm not sure if she's on because I can't tell from the side, but if the clerk.
It looks like
okay.
I received a message stating that Lorna was sent a link and she was trying to get on.
Okay.
There she
And
is.
I'm not, okay, let me see. Is she on there?
Yes.
Okay, there she is.
Can you see? I don't know whether you can
I
see
can't
me.
see
Can you
you.
hear me?
We can hear you.
Huh. I can see all of you. I need to start my video. It's coming up. Okay. I think you can see me now.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay for me to speak now?
So would you swear in for me, or?
I'm not allowed as the clerk to swear
Madam
in.
Madam Chair, you have to do the swearing, and that's a new
Yes,
rule.
ma'am.
Oh my God, here we go again. Okay, Lorna, do you swear to tell the truth and the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you so much. You may proceed.
Thank you. Good morning. It's good to see all of you. My name is Lorna Godwin, and I own Vector Communications, which is a 26-year-old engagement and communications consulting firm. So thank you for having me speak this morning. I so appreciate it. I have had a long history with Forest Park forever. I was co-chair of the Hat Luncheon, I think nearly 20 years ago, which is hard to believe. And most recently, we've been providing the public engagement and communication services for Steinberg. And I am speaking from my firsthand experience of working with Leslie, Greg, Kim, and their teams. This is a wonderful and effective partnership. The mere fact that Forest Park has been cited as one of the best or the best city park in the United States is a big deal. Big deal to me as someone who moved here from New York City and used to live near Central Park and thought that was the be all and end all until I moved to St. Louis across the street from Forest Park forever. But what has always been most gratifying to me is that Forest Park is the most diverse area in our region. When you go to the park, you see all ages, colors, socioeconomic levels. And I've always said that for years, and I go to a lot of places, but Forest Park really demonstrates that. So when Leslie called me to see if we would help with the engagement for Steinberg, one of the things that she and the rest of the team said was bring us more diverse groups that we have not met before. And that's what we were able to do. And the interesting thing, and I had several people in my office work on this project, is everywhere we went, people were so pleased that Forest Park wanted to know what they thought in terms of Steinberg and what would attract them to a year-round venue. And so in culmination of that first round of engagement we did, which reached over 4,000 people, that's how many people we got comments from, we decided to have a big event at Steinberg demonstrating what a year-round Steinberg would be like. So we took what we heard from the public and showed that in this day at Steinberg, where we had roller skating and 20 community groups and cultural performances. And we had over 800 people attend that event, all ages, colors, socioeconomic levels. It was a fantastic day. And that's what parks do. And that's what Forest Park does in particular. So I am wholeheartedly in support of continuing this partnership and finally fulfilling that 1995 master plan that Greg alluded to at the beginning, where it says that Steinberg should be operated as an all-season facility. We need that. I wholeheartedly support this, most importantly as a St. Louisan, and hope that the committee will too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Godwin.
Thank you, Alderwoman Clark Hubbard. Good to see you.
So Alderwoman Hubbard, do you have anybody else?
No, I didn't have any more speakers that I wanted to be as a part of the full presentation, but there are some in the attendee side that wanted to speak from the public with your permission and however we try to run with the meeting. And also, I just want to mention, I'm glad she brought up the master plan. Everybody knows I'm kind of a history nerd. And just this weekend, I was able to celebrate with Mayor Freeman Bosley's, former Mayor Freeman Bosley's 70th birthday. And I'll note that in his comments to his guests, he spoke specifically about the work that was done under his tenure as mayor for Forest Park and that master plan and how he was excited to see how it had been continuing to come to fruition. And he introduced me to Ms. Laura Cohen, who sent written comments. I know my colleagues have them in their drives and can be shared. So thank you again for mentioning that and bringing that up, Ms. Godwin, and thank you for the work that you did and continue to do out in the community.
So, Madam Clerk, can you have it where the speakers, she can have the people speak?
Yes, I have one person, Adam Costa, who's moved over. And
Okay.
so far, no one else.
Okay,
Okay, I do have now, and they're starting to come in.
okay. Adam, we're gonna have to quit meeting like this. And so we'll let, I'll swear you in and that you speak, Adam. And how many more do we have? Or,
I see, a total, I think it's gonna be a total of 4 people. And
Okay.
they're coming in as we're speaking.
okay.
Okay, so Jim, man. Okay.
I'm trying to let them get on, Alderwoman Hubbard so I can swear them in and then I can let them speak.
Thank you so much.
So far I have moved everyone over that had their hands raised. And that was again Adam Cass, I think it's Casda, a Jim Mann, a John Kemper,
And Bishop Jones.
yes, and Bishop Fulton Jones.
So it's just those 4?
Yes, ma'am, that's all I have right now.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, here we go. Could you raise your right hand, please? Do you all swear to tell the truth and absolute the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All righty. Thank you all for coming. Good morning. And so we're giving you 2 minutes to speak. We'll let Adam, John, Bishop Jones, and then Jim speak. Is that okay with everybody? Okay. All right, Mr. Adam, you're on.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, and good morning to the committee. My name is Adam Casda, Vice President, Government Relations for Greater St. Louis, Inc. We want to go on record in support of this critical legislation. Forest Park is the crown jewel of our city, and with the board's help, it will continue being that way. So I want to finish by saying thank you to the Alderwoman for sponsoring this, and Leslie and her team in the city for this great piece of legislation. Look forward to supporting and happy to take any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Adam. Appreciate the support.
John?
Okay, thank you, Madam Chairwoman and committee members. It's great to be with you today. So thank you for having me. Thank you, as always, for your service. My name is John Kemper. I'm the president and CEO of Commerce Bank. I'm also the chair of the board of Forest Park Forever. I have a long history with the park. We've been supporters over the years. Our family foundation, the bank, have made a number of investments in the park over the years. As Greg said, Forest Park Forever has now been in existence for almost 40 years. And thanks to the really, I think, incredible, strong partnership that it's built over that time with the city, I think what we've really seen is a renaissance in the park. I think back 40 years ago, what was really, in my view, a decaying city asset has become, as Adam said, a crown jewel for our region. One that 15.5 million visitors enjoy every year, one that is repeatedly named among the top public parks in the country. Leslie had a slide about the long list of improvements in the park that this partnership has made possible. It just keeps getting better. I will tell you, as an employer here, when I'm trying to recruit someone to come and live and work in this community, to move here from out of town, Forest Park is the first place that I bring them. This partnership between the city and Forest Park Forever, this mutual commitment to the park, is what gives us in the private sector the confidence to invest capital in the park. Over the 40 years, this partnership has unlocked close to $300 million of private sector capital, which is dedicated to the upkeep and capital improvements in the park. This is a really powerful partnership. And I think the agreement that we're talking about today, which I think is very thoughtfully constructed, marks a really exciting next chapter for the park's renewal and for growth. This is really going to make some incredible things possible and establish the east end of the park as a year-round destination for the community. So I just want to say, on behalf of the board of Forest Park Forever, just want to affirm how committed we are to this partnership and to continuing to fund future needs within the construct of this agreement. So thank you, everyone, for your support for the partnership of the city we're really grateful for it. We have an exciting future to look forward to, and we're going to do that together. So thank you for hearing me today.
Thank you, sir, so much. Next is Bishop Jones. Hey, Bishop Jones.
Hello, Alderwoman, how are you?
All righty.
To the rest of this committee, thank you for this opportunity as well. I have been blessed and favored to serve on the Forest Park Forever Board. Happy to do it, excited about the work and the future of what can happen in the city. We have been positioned on Martin Luther King for over 50 years. We've done a lot of work in the city, and the opportunity we have and our parishioners, our community partners have is that we're excited to build a bridge between where we are located and in our vicinity and this park. Our youth, our seniors, our families are excited about the opportunity to bring, again, a community that has not always been engaged with the park, again, to revitalize and renew that spirit. And so when we think about Steinberg, Leslie mentions ice skating. When I mention it in the church, our people remember roller skating. And that's been the life of generations in our community, and they're excited about that. We have a partnership also with the Blues, North City Blues, and our young people are skating, ice skating. Our young people are roller skating and so forth, and we look forward to utilizing the park to do a host of things. One of many would be our youth at Steinberg, potentially. We're starting a school in the city, and we hope to engage our youth with the park, with the opportunities that Steinberg will afford us. And so there are a host of things that we could be doing together. I encourage this committee to keep this partnership with the city tied together and link it so that these opportunities can be given and had, especially in the northern corridor of the city of St. Louis.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes,
I apologize. I'm multitasking as usual. Jim, you're next.
Unmute myself there. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, and the whole committee for an opportunity to speak. I'm kind of in a unique position. I'm the former executive director of Forest Park Forever, and I was thinking about that this morning. It's almost been 30 years ago when I became the executive director. I know you're all surprised by that because, of course, I don't look that old, but it's true. But I've had the great advantage of watching this partnership grow. None of the improvements had been done when I started. And so there were lots of discussions and negotiations and partnerships formed with the city. And many of the city parks that are worked on, sometimes the public side's not as much of a partner. And I'm very proud of the fact that we are equal partners, that we make our decisions together. And I think that's really a key to our strength, that we bring different strengths, but we all have one goal, and that is to make the park the best possible park to attract the entire community. And I'm particularly excited about the Steinberg project. When the Steinberg family made the gift those many years ago, St. Louis was still a very segregated city. One of their requirements, one of their only requirements, is that it would be open to all people. So if you speak to African Americans of a certain generation, they remember very fondly going there, feeling comfortable, feeling welcomed. And so I think it's wonderful that we're looking at a new way of attracting even more people to this project. And I'm just delighted to be able to speak today to the partnership. So thank you for the time.
Thank you so much, Jim. And you do not look that old. So I just wanted to be on record so everybody will know.
And I didn't pay you to say that.
I know you did not. And so I wanted to ask, did our committee have any questions? Mr. Vice Chair, did you have any questions for the sponsor or speakers?
No questions, being that Steinberg is only about
Oh, you froze.
the
Oh.
hidden gem over there called the Highlands, little golf course and tennis place with a very nice restaurant that's open. You should go there. And also, I believe I was supposed to be a co-sponsor on this. If not, please add me to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Alderwoman Switzer.
Hi, thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you all for being here today. Leslie, you're just fantastic, and your presentation was wonderful. I am very grateful for you coming here today and talking with us, and you also and your team gave me some time recently with my neighborhood group, Friends of Carondelet Park, that is looking to learn from your wonderful example. This partnership with Forest Park Forever in the city is, I think, one of the best examples of partnerships that we have in the city of St. Louis, and I'm really happy to support this and see that the partnership's continuing. Can we go back just to, if you don't mind, to the slide with the financials and just to see it, just to show how much you all and the people who have supported this have put in?
Sure. Would you like me to put that back up
If you
again?
don't mind, I just think it's a really important slide, especially as we think about the city of St. Louis maintaining, Director Hayes, is it how many parks? 100 parks? And we're talking
We have 110 total.
110. Yeah, Kim's always good about Commissioner Hagley's always good about telling me the exact number. But this is such an important slide because it shows, the city contribution, which is not insignificant by any means in terms of what taxpayers are putting into the park. But just how much something like this takes to be the best city park in the country, I think is really incredible. And it's important to think about this and how this work happens in relation to all the other work that the city has to do, and how much support the city needs from outside entities in order to not only preserve what we have, but to improve it so continuously. So I just think this is a really important slide. And I know it mentions on it the bond issue expiring in 2026. And then can you talk a little bit more about the city contribution? Can you just explain that again for how it will work with Steinberg and funds to the park going forward?
Sure. I'll start, and Greg, you can jump in, or others can jump in. So the bond repayment is using two taxes that are dedicated to the park. They're capital improvement taxes, and by ordinance, there's a percentage that comes to the park. In addition to that, so those are two of the sources. The third source is the earned revenue that's generated with all of the places in the park. So Alderman Vollmer mentioned golf at the Highlands. We've got 36 holes of golf, so that's a good revenue generator, plus picnic pavilions, the boathouse, Steinberg skating. Those things are earned revenue and taxes that are currently used for bond repayment. And the idea would be when the bonds are paid off in February of 2026, those three funding sources would continue coming to Forest Park Forever as part of this new agreement, the license agreement to take care of Steinberg and to help the city take care of the rest of the park.
Right. I think that's probably the most significant change in terms of the funding source and where it's going, and how that we're deciding this in this agreement in a different way than it has been used in the past. But the work that you all have done is enormous, as you've shown, with engagement to the public, and the idea and plan sound great. It's absolutely true that part of the park could have even more going for it. So it's great to see that focus. The piece that I actually got a text message from my assistant Christian during this meeting about solar panels over parking lots. And so, we've started seeing other organizations across the country doing that. And I just wondered if Forest Park Forever had any of that in its plans in terms of ways it could be participate in that market.
I can jump in on that. Leslie, well said. And yeah, so we were approached a few years ago. One was actually at the there was some talk of putting some solar panels at the Carondelet YMCA, as you probably recall, Alderwoman, if not. And we were approached several years ago about the possible use of solar panels down at near the greenhouse, right down from Kim and I's office. And so we are certainly warm to that. We haven't had any recent discussions, but we could certainly entertain those. So thank you for bringing that up. Solar, I have friends that have solar at their homes. So it's a conversation we can have with any viable company or prospective company. Also wanted to add, in thanking you for your comments again, and I did a quick check. You have at least 8 parks that fall in your ward, and we appreciate all your support of what you do for your parks as well, in addition to your comments about Forest Park. So thank you.
Well, that's very, very kind of you. It certainly takes a village. We've been talking a lot in my community about how we're trying to keep the lights on in a city built for 800,000 people with a population of less than 300,000 people. And it's very clear how much investment is needed and how much, everybody needs to step up. There's a lot of sweat equity that we all put into our community outside of taxes and outside of all the other things we do. So I would like to be added to a co-sponsor of this legislation, and I do appreciate you bringing it forward, and always fun to get to talk about Forest Park. So thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alderwoman Schweitzer. Aura, do you see Alderwoman Sonia? There she is, because I saw an email said she was here, and that's why I was trying to find out.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we do both here. Alderwoman Sonia, you just getting on. I didn't know if you had any questions for the sponsor or any of the guests.
Oh, I've been on since like 7:02. So I've seen the full conversation. I don't have any questions. I just wanted to thank you all for your work, all the work that you do. Thank the sponsor for her work on the bill, and just request to be added as co-sponsor.
Okay. All right. And so the only thing that I have to say to Leslie and to Vector Communications, I am very aware of Vector Communications, and the young lady might not remember, and I'm like Jim now, I'm telling my age. And it's been over 20 years ago that I worked with Vector Communications when they really were just getting off the ground. And so they were powerful then with Rebecca Bennett, people like that they were very positive about getting community input. And so that's what I think is so good about them as an organization. They really focus on hearing the community's voice. And then Leslie, I see Alderwoman Schweitzer is on the page where I'm at, where we tapping into Forest Park Forever to get information to help us get our parks. It probably won't be a Forest Park Forever, but our parks will want to be where residents can come in and people from all over can enjoy our parks also, like they do Forest Park. So, when you all get crowded, we can get the overflow. So that's how we're looking at it.
Well, we're honored that you asked for some help and advice, and we're always happy to do that. And it's just a reminder, we've been at this for almost 40 years. So we didn't start as the organization that we are now. We started as just a group of people sitting around the table saying, gosh, we hate this park is falling apart. Let's see if we can help the city do something about it. So that's what I see in the work that you're doing. And that's where we can be helpful is just to help to build those groups of communities around your parks to get involved and see what they can help you do.
Yeah, thank you. And ironically, I was at North Riverfront at 7:30 this morning, just doing what you talked about. So thank you so much for giving me that little burst of energy to say we can do this. So I appreciate it. So on that note, and I like to be added as a co-sponsor. So on that note, I'd like to ask, would you like to close? Our sponsor would like to close on your bill.
Thank you so much, Madam Chairwoman. Thank you for your co-sponsorship. Thank you to the committee for your co-sponsorships as well. I think this is great work, right? And I think we spoke to it in so many different ways here on the call. I know with Bishop Jones talking about building a bridge, and the engagement, you know, for so long. And then to go back to what Mr. Mann said about the vision and the mission that Steinberg family had when they made this investment, here to be in position now to carry that investment on. Again, good work. So I thank you all. And with that, I would like for your favorable consideration and a due pass recommendation for Board Bill 66.
Okay, thank you. And so if I can have a motion for
So
board.
moved.
Roll call, please.
I'm sorry, I
Second.
didn't hear who's second.
Second.
Thank you. Alderman Varmer,
Aye.
Alderwoman Tyus, Alderwoman Schweitzer,
Aye.
Alderwoman Sanye. Chair Boyd,
Aye.
Alderwoman Tyus, Alderwoman Sanye.
Aye.
We have 4 aye votes.
Thank you so much. And so with that, we have passed Board Bill 66. And so congratulations, Alderwoman Hubbard, and congratulations team, that because it was good work. Thank you, Dave Sweeney, for being so adamant to work with us to help us move this forward. So I will now excuse any Alder people. We excuse Alderwoman Tyus. Do we have any announcements? On that note, could I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second, previous roll.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.